We will start in a moment. I'm getting ready. Let me turn this thing, and we can commence. This has probably been a really not a terrible week. It's just kind of meh. Oh my God, it's Slum Digger. He's been waiting for that third California's excrement employers video. I did kind of drop the ball with putting that out, but if I'm only gonna get 50 views and like one comment, I'm not too upset about it. Like I said, it's gonna have the largest number of those places up until now. Because people are going to start saying, nowhere is hiring because of the virus. The virus is stopping people from hiring, even though they were doing that before it started. So it's basically going to be a retroactive blaming campaign on the part of these employers to save face. We want hiring because of the virus. The virus is why we want hiring. Yeah. Those of us who know the truth are going to fall for that. Telling you, oh, you left the comment about the resume. Look, when you go to one of the place's websites and you click their corporate positions, they literally tell you what actual qualifications you need, so a degree or whatever. But their regular retail positions, I'm qualified. Like objectively speaking, I'm qualified. They just don't care to even give me an interview, much less uh, hire someone. So that's pretty much the way that's going. But again, it's just as a hint, it's going to have the most of any of them so far. Um, and the total number might be 3 digits by the end of it or close to it. So I'll try to do that at some point between tomorrow and Monday. No, I had that stream I was trying to do on Monday about Gohan was so. God, I never have streams like that where the chat was good. I liked the stuff I was saying, and then somebody came in and ruined it. Damn, you know. But I'll attempt doing that maybe between tomorrow and Monday. No, I was trying to do one on Monday, and it was supposed to be an hour and a half or 2 hours long. I only got about a third of the way through it before getting interrupted, and I was pissed because I was basically being asked to do something that I could have waited longer to do. Like I could have not been interrupted and would have been exactly as it was when I was interrupted. Meaning that there was like no urgency to do it at that very moment. It was just someone in their little panicky, ridiculous state, freaking out and acting crazy. So I'll try it again. The problem with doing those is really the problem with doing streams in general, where I can't guarantee that you're going to see people show up if I do it at, let's say, I don't know, 8 at night or 10 in the morning, trying to basically get the most eyes on it when it's live is what the aim of that is. That was the whole point of doing the live shows, because I would say, this will be at 6, and then you would still get people not showing up. Well, I can make videos because I can edit them out usually, but you gotta understand, between the quarantine and people being around more often than not, it's become much more difficult, where you're basically never alone. Damn it. So yeah, that stream on Monday, it was going so well and they ruined it. So I got it on private. I'm gonna try to watch a little bit of it, get to basically kind of attempt to recreate some of the stuff I was saying. And then we're getting a new chapter of Super on Monday, and it looks like it's going to be a Goku suck off fest based off of the information that's been released about it. Yeah, it was going great. We had the chat was on topic. There was no stupid stuff anybody was writing. They just yeah, and it wasn't even like trash that smelled. It was just someone being too lazy to go and take out their own stuff. Because I ended it because it wasn't like something where someone says, "Hey, this will take a minute." I didn't know how long that was going to take, so you would have had like 3 or 4 minutes of just nothing basically going on. So that's why I said I just wanted to say screw it. I'm telling you, it's almost like when I talked about being cursed. You can go out of your way to know something. You can have people by luck show up that actually are talking about what you're discussing, and there's always some external factor that's just going to try to ruin that. So I'll try to do it again this week. I hear you about people being around more often due to the yeah, just all day long. One of them was having like 8 or 9 hour phone calls. Another one was, I mean, you'll just sit here and hear all these different people on the phone, and then the same people they talk to on the phone, they like come over their house. So it's like, what's the point of even? That's why I said people don't actually are not really taking this seriously. They're just trying to make it look like they do because they've been mandated by the state to stay at home, but they're treating it like it's normal or like it's just any other day in the hood. My house is cramped. I'm so used to be the only one since I work from home. I feel trapped. Yeah, I just sometimes just go outside to get it. Ironically enough, to get away, to partially to get some exercise, partially just step aside. Did you hear the estimates that we may be at this quarantine's biz till next year? Yeah, they put there was a thing researchers put out this week where they said if they don't get a vaccine, this could go until 2022. It's like what the hell? Jesus Christ. Better hurry up. They better be working 24/7. I don't know how they don't. I guess the reason that stuff is a little bit more frustrating for me is because they have all of these scientists and doctors, and no one can come up with any kind of treatment for this. I thought modern medicine was supposed to be so, and I'm not trying to call them stupid or say don't take them seriously, but it's really frustrating when there's so many of them and they just can't crack it. That's like with Dragon Ball. Oh yeah, we have all these strong fighters. That's why all of them get beat up by the main villain of every single arc, other than one person. Apparently, we've had some protests, but they're not going to really go anywhere. They're just going to keep getting broken up. I'll go crazy if I have to just oh, because and it's not even because of me like needing to be around a whole bunch, but just I can't imagine any of these characters around here doing that for that long. I keep imagining how crazy this country will get if this even lasts till the end of the year, let alone 1 or 2 years. People are going to riot. Yeah, they're gonna have to open stuff back up. I think it'll last, if I'm being hopeful, until July. Um, but that's again me being hopeful. If I'm being realistic, maybe September or October. I mean, this year's been like this year is over basically. It got stolen. We had 2 months of like regular usual business, and now it's just been engulfed by this. Megumi says, "I know, right?" Stay home while celebrities embarrass themselves on social media, and Trump embarrasses himself every press conference. At least there's entertainment. Yeah, but they need to figure out when they're going to cure this crap. Yeah, this year's done, Megumi. This year was January and February, and a little bit of March, and then it was basically put on life alert. Not life alert, on dialysis. It was on it's on its last leg. Just such a lame year. We got a crappy presidential election. Uh, I think the only two good things this whole year that's happened, as far as directly relating to me, was putting out an episode of my show and then doing a documentary, and that was pretty much it. And there's still time to do more, but it's just it's harder to do that stuff when you have people around all the time. Just oh, James, did you see 37? I told you it wasn't gonna take it was gonna come out this month. That it wasn't gonna take that much longer. They really hijacked this year. Yeah, 38 will be out either this upcoming week or the week after that. But it's coming out this month. Well, that's because I didn't get all of the lines until Wednesday of last week. It took long time. It took long time because people were choosing to not record stuff, and then if you message them, they don't say anything. There's a whole bunch of behind the scenes crap that makes the development hell process begin. I'm serious. I didn't get all of the lines until the week before it came out. Here's a thought: even once there is a vaccine, will you guys trust it? I'd be a little curious, weary of getting that shot. Well, they should just give it to people who are highly at risk at first, like the elders, and then also the people who have underlying conditions. And then if it works for them, then give it to other people. And it should be something that I mean, if you have a disease that can kill people, I really think we should just swallow it, your pride, and take it because I don't want to risk, you know, like I'm not, I don't have a reason to not trust. Is what I'm saying. There goes my plans for this year. They're all gone. And Megumi, all your plans are gonna have to do with something online. Like, oh, I want to go on a date. Now me and this woman can sit on Skype and talk for 2 hours. That's the day. Forget going to her state. Forget driving to the movie theater. Nope. Nah, these VAs, man, they're a really tough group of people to put up with. But again, I'm just glad it finally came out. So that's one less thing to sit there trying to figure out when it'll be released. That speculation is now over. All of Megumi's plans have been destroyed because of a virus no one knows how to treat. This is the new AIDS. This is life now, guys. Forget the outdoors. Embrace Amazon. Embrace canned food. You can still buy stuff from fast food restaurants, so it's not. This isn't the beginning of the canned food era. I don't know why people can't just like. Here's my thing. They're talking about the 6 feet. So if you have a little gathering of you and maybe one or two other people, I don't really see what should be wrong with it if you keep your distance and maybe like wear gloves, have the mask. So it's so annoying because they're trying to pretend like it's a some big deal if you meet with anyone. Looks like I'll be waiting until next year 38 comes out. No, I have all the lines for that one. Now, I will say you'll probably be waiting until next month for 39 to come out. Yeah, if I get my way, you'll get 38 this month and then 39 and 40 next month. Because 37 took as long as it did partially because of how long it is. It's the longest one ever. Stop, you violate the law, no gatherings. Hey, Envoy, did you see 37? I told you it was gonna come out soon. Well, the worst thing is that knowing everyone's supposedly at home and will be on their devices more like, and they can't have time to send messages or have a decent conversation. Yeah, but they were already doing it, so it's basically just them kind of regressing further into relying on the internet. They've pretty much made that their life's work at this point. Just be on the computer. And we just found out that James is French, so we now know his true nationality. He's exposed himself. And Envoy just completely ignored my comment. I can't believe it. I might just ban him. Imagine you go from mod to being banned. Just get demoted entirely. Joe Biden. No, we're done with the with going outside forever. This year was literally only 2 months and a half before it got completely hijacked by this pandemic. And then when you point it out, people are like, "Well, do you want everyone to just die?" Like, no, I'm just pointing out that it sucks that this completely overshadowed everything. I was talking about 37. Did you see it? Remember, I said I gave you the option. Do you want 37 quicker or have to wait for it to come out with 38? You said you wanted 37 quicker, so it came out quicker. And then I was trying to figure out if you had seen it, but you wouldn't respond. I was so disappointed. So I started cutting up my wrist. Now people are trying to figure out why I'm wearing this red sleeved short this long sleeve red shirt. Even though that's just my blood, just dripping all over the place. I'm so disappointed. That's my favorite thing when you rush to put out some video after you finish it, and then the people who are like, I can't wait to see this video. It'll be like 2, 3, 4, 5 days they still haven't seen, and you're like, no one is working. What are you doing? They always are. That's why you have other outlets to write something on. Well, I didn't say Slum Digger that you had to watch all of it in one sitting. You could pause it and come back later. I did that after people start writing stupid stuff. Like, I leave the comments on for everything else because at the end of the day, a stream is a stream and I'm just sitting in a chair, but I'm not gonna like put up with nonsense that someone writes in response to something I worked on for multiple months. They can write that somewhere else. That's just kind of the way I view it. Call it censorship. It's like, no, censorship would be me taking away your account. YouTube wouldn't doesn't think it's censorship because they allow anyone to do it. If I went on someone's page, they didn't want me to comment. YouTube gave them the right to get rid of me. Thing is, I don't really go on other people's pages, or if I do, I don't usually leave comments because people try to argue with you over everything. I still can't go over that one time I said I'm tired of these transformations, and on this one Dragon Ball person's page, and I got called a racial slur and a curse word. I was like, wow, really? I didn't even say the show sucked. I just said I would like there to be less transformations. Hey man, great show. Just some constructive criticism. They don't even do that. They'll just be like, "This sucks," and then you might say, "Well, you could just ask why." I'm like, "I'm good." Like I'm fine. Well, I'll live with the mystery. If it's so bad, why are you watching it? They act like the video crash landed on their front page, like they were on the front page of YouTube. And they have the recommended tabs where they show all the different videos they recommended you. Video just pops right. It auto forces you to watch. Oh my god. Nah, I haven't seen constructive critiques in a while. It's just someone saying something sucks. I'm like, if I say a TV show sucks, the people who worked on it get paid. But you get what I'm saying. It's not the same. Oh, and definitely Megumi. I try to watch very little stuff I don't like. Very, very little. 'Cause I don't have the patience for supposedly torture myself. There was actually a guy on an art website I'm on who because on that site it gives you the option to save people's pictures as part of your gallery of images you like the most, so you can go back and look at them. There was a person who put one of my images in a folder they made, which again is for the purpose of keeping images that you really like in one place, right? Where you can name the folder. Sometimes people have a folder called good art, great art, pictures I love. Just they'll put whatever title they want. They put horrible art or bad art as the title. I'm just thinking to myself, this person really like they think my picture is bad, but then they're gonna save it to this folder so they can come back and look at it over and over again. But guess what? When that happened, you know what I did? I didn't speak to him. I didn't say, please take my picture out of there. I just blocked them. Because I don't see the point in talking to these people about stuff that they allegedly don't like. I'm not when someone says they don't like something I make, I don't care. I don't go and ask them, oh, what can I do to impress you? You just have to let it go. Just ignore it. Yeah, that was really funny. I hate this art so much, but I'm gonna put it in the folder so I can on my page so I can come back and look at it. And there actually was someone who thanked him for doing that. He put their picture in some folder that was called something along the lines of images that I hate. And they were like, thank you, I guess. It's like, you must be out of your damn mind if you think I'm gonna thank you for putting my image in there. Boy. But yeah, there were no words exchanged, there was no commentary. No, I'm saying that they were talking about a picture that they didn't that person was hating. Yeah. Like I said, the whole point of having that feature on that site is for images that you like, and they literally made images they didn't like all be put into a folder together, so they can just go back and torture themselves. And then people wonder why I think individuals online have mental illnesses. Even if you don't think that person was mentally ill, what reason would you have to do that? Imagine if you did it on YouTube, videos I hate, and then you got all these different people's videos you don't like. Like, who does that? It's weird, man. Not a slum digger. I got a paint program and editor. That's my whole thing. Oh yeah, he had a pain fetish. Sounds almost like they got a fetish for stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But you get the point that just at a certain period you gotta just not it's a good word for it, react in that type of way. Like react to that basically in a way where you try to think and wonder about it, and it's not healthy. At least not for me anyway. I can't do that. Gumi said, "This is one strange individual." I was saying the same thing about your boy Toyotaro when I read that last chapter of Super, I was like, wait a second. They've had Vegeta train in this arc. They've had Piccolo train this arc, but they're gonna make Goku the winner again. This is one strange individual. And according to that plot summary, it doesn't look like he's gonna win next chapter, but it's treading in that direction, which is very disappointing for reasons I stated earlier. It just sucks. I wish they would, you know, have a little bit of realization of the fact that they're using the same basic formula over and over, like a merry-go-round. This is one strange individual. Yeah, he was really weird. I'm gonna go to James's page. I think he has a video on there and put it in my uh, disliked videos category. And then he's gonna say, "Well, if you dislike it, why is it in your category?" Because it doesn't even make any sense. People online are so strange. DBZ like, I've trained for the last 2 years for this fight. My power level has rose 10 times. I should survive a whole 5 seconds, just long enough for Goku to get here. Yeah, they don't make any real reason for why that's the case other than because the writers feel like it. See, if you're a talented writer, you can actually come up with legitimate reasons for why a character is stronger minus uh, because I feel like it. And Toriyama actually, like I said, when it got to the Buu arc, I was finished. Like Gohan is not trained at all in the last 7 years, but he is somehow stronger than Piccolo, who has been training for 7 years. Well, Envoy in my show, we don't have that. We don't have some character that is just magically stronger than everybody else, even including the people who train just as much, if not more. The only time you ever get anything like that is if it's someone that's older and that has been training longer. That's it. Don't play that stupid game. Random power ups. I was just on my VR hard headset talking with a group of people about anime and DBZ. They were upset I've never seen it. Well, I'm not. I like some of it, but I'm not going to get mad if someone hasn't seen it. I think generally having team fights like Naruto had in the beginning makes more sense. Well, remember the fight against Vegeta was Goku, Gohan, and Krillin. That was they just went from having conflicts where you have multiple characters teaming up to do something smart, and they just basically said screw it. Why would you start with GT? That's the I never understood why people do that. I wonder what part of this show I should begin with. Maybe the beginning. When I read One Piece last year, I started from chapter one, and then all the way to 954, which was at that point the current newest chapter or latest chapter. My thing is, if you have a main character who's weak, but you're not going to kill him, he should be going. He should be getting all the help he can get, rather than just getting random power ups unless it's foreshadowed. You mean like 17 and Super? A guy who was weaker than first form Cell is now magically strong enough to fight Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, and dumbest stuff in the whole world. Yeah, Slum Digger. I really liked that series, especially part one, and then when they get to part two and after the pain fight, I just start rapidly losing interest because it's probably got the most what's a good word for it? They have a lot of characters they can lean on, and they just keep wanting to stick to Sasuke for some reason. Just ridiculously so, to where you have so many people get nothing to do, but they always have to make sure they go back to their emo "My family is dead" crybaby. Told you, I think he is the worst. My least favorite fictional character out of all of them. Yeah, Slumdigger Rock Lee is another character who proves in these shows that hard work doesn't matter. I just think it's funny they show him as this really strong fighter in part one, then he just falls down so just very, very quickly, pretty much. Really the only character out that's not from Team 7 that they really use as much as they possibly can, like, that doesn't feel wasted to me in some ways, probably Shikamaru. Everybody else is kind of bleh. And again, not because, like, they're characters I don't like, they just don't use them enough. Like, they don't use Gaara enough. He got used early in Shippuden and at some other point, but it's just they just keep wanting to stick to Sasuke. You know, someone actually wrote a version of that series where he dies during the Land of Waves arc, and then it's just Team 7 with the rest of Konoha 11. It was way better than what we got. I'm not a Rock Lee fan. He's quite corny, but the storyline was good. I'm always a Rock Lee hater. He's always trying to trash some character he knows I like because he wants to be counterintuitive. Almost like they have an excessive amount of characters that don't have much roles. Yeah, well, Megumi, the thing is, uh, with Dragon Ball, they just choose to not use them. With Naruto, they just have a whole bunch, and they just keep making more and shoving them all. Like we actually were making this point during the cancel, the failed Gohan stream attempt, that it would have been way better if for Boruto the only two characters that had kids were Naruto and Sasuke, and then it was their kids with the Konoha 11 as the main characters, because the rest of them don't even do anything besides act as younger clones of their parents. She gets a bunch of. She's kind of in a way like a. I don't want to make this. She basically is sort of what the Z fighters are, where yeah, they get power ups, but by the time they have it, there it doesn't matter. Like Krillin during the Frieza arc actually could have beaten Saiyan arc Vegeta, but by the time he got it, it didn't matter. So they give her a lot, and I just never understood her infatuation with Sasuke. It was like we're gonna have him try to kill her over and over again, and that's supposed to like be some kind of loving thing, but none of these anime boys were ever able to write love. Between Toriyama and Kishimoto and Oda. Yeah, it would have. That's why a lot of fans in America would have liked the her pairing with Naruto, because it's basically her realizing that the bad boy that she's in love with because of the way he looks is a bad idea. But for whatever reason, Kishimoto decided that that pairing would stay, and it's so stupid because it literally comes out of nowhere in terms of Sasuke's part, because throughout the entire series, he shows no interest in that pink-haired clown, and then now all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I appreciate you, and let me touch your forehead," and all that. Man, it's not hard to write somewhat decent love story, but the whole, yeah, it's stupid. That's why it's hard for me to believe he really thought that was the good idea. I don't know why they can't just make two characters be there for each other and then I don't know, have them kiss after a while. It's really I don't think that difficult. It's even worse in retrospect because he does all that for her for nothing. Megumi's going, yeah. I was telling this to someone earlier today. I used to read Spider-Man comics. Like I don't read them that much anymore because I the stores around me shut down, and there's a lot of different reasons for that. But I used to read them, and someone they deleted this video along with the rest of their channel, but they did a video reviewing uh, this writer's run on the Amazing Spider-Man title about 10 years ago, and I'll never forget that one of the things they said, and this line literally had me on the floor laughing was, he writes romance so bad that I don't believe he's ever been in a romantic relationship before. I just, you hate this guy's story so much. You're now gonna accuse him of having never been in a. It's like, damn. Oh my god. Okay, Slum Digger said, "Can you imagine a girl you like telling you to risk your life to save her crush? Ain't no way in hell." Someone actually said it would have been the story would have been better if Sasuke was a girl that Naruto was in love with. Because like a lot of the little scenes they have the two of them together do kind of have some romantic overtones, if you get what I mean. Wouldn't that have been better if it was like this broad he was in love with that he had to go and try to save and believed in and whatnot? But no, we can't have any chicks that actually can fight in any of these shonens. It would make more sense. Imagine they got married and then Sakura was their surrogate. Now it's all three, like all three of their kids, basically. The most anti-men show of all time. I was wondering when you would show up and what. Yeah, I was about to say. I know I didn't change his name. Are you feeling better? I asked out of curiosity. Okay, Slum Digger said, but then again, the first Naruto versus Sasuke fight is legendary. One of the best animated things I've ever seen. Um, yeah, it was good. I just I just hate the fact that they do all of that for pretty much nothing. Like Naruto was just lame in part one after the his interaction with Kabuto, because he just basically loses everything and stands around. Like with Kimimaru, he doesn't win. With Sasuke, he doesn't win. And again, they do that a lot because they're trying to advance the plot, so they have to have him get nerfed or job basically. Yeah, that's the one he's referring to, Envoy. I told you that I know people hate filler, but the fight between Goku and Majin Vegeta was way better in the show than in the manga. In the manga, it's just a couple of panels. In the show, man, they were that thing got extended like crazy. Yeah, I want that part to return. Hey, Ruben, I hope you didn't actually think I'm trying to be a big Tara Reid supporter. I was just saying that because I actively follow politics, I remember um, the Democrats basically saying that this was the Me Too era, and they got rid of Al Franken and Conyers, and some of them were actually calling on Trump to resign. So my point was that they look like hypocrites now because they were saying we believe all women, and then their candidate has multiple chicks accusing them. Shh, be very very quiet. So that was the point of me mentioning her, not because I'm some actual believer in the allegations. At least hers anyway. Okay, I love the part where Naruto's punched Sasuke in the gut and Sasuke's feet was being raised above the waters and punching him. Animation was dope. Yeah, it's funny that they always talk about these advancements and how the cartoons look, and then, uh, I mean, Super looked pretty awful up until maybe the Future Trunks arc. Like that show, just in general, for that whole first majority of the first year was around. I was like, yeah, whatever. But it did look way better at the end, and the movie was gorgeous. I don't really, I'm not a fan of the story because they're trying to turn every single damn villain into a good guy now. But I was, I think it looked nice. Megumi, every villain from Dragon Ball now has to be a good guy. Like Frieza's gonna turn good. Broly is now canonically good. Like I'm so sick of it. They even, I think I told you, Megumi, there was a guy who was reviewing the Broly film, and he said, "I like the original Broly before they gave him purple pants and a girlfriend." I started laughing. That's how they're gonna nerf all the villains, give them purple pants and a girlfriend. Yeah, he was always the antagonist. Remember what he said at the end of the Cell Arc, Slum Digger? Frieza came to Earth because of me, and the Saiyans did too, so I'm the cause of all of this. Even though, literally, that's only what, three villains out of like what, 10? Because Piccolo Senior did not had nothing to do with him. Pilaf had nothing to do with him. General Tao had nothing to do with him. The Red Ribbon Army had nothing to do with him. It's only the villains from Z that really start coming to Earth because, except Boo. So all the villains in Z other than Boo are there because of Goku. Because the androids were made because of what he did during the Red Ribbon arc. That's why I love the android arc so much because it just ties things in so well together. I will say Goku and Chi are a bad couple too. I don't think Goku even acknowledged he's married, or at least not enough. And Chi really gets wasted after the last arc of Part One or of Dragon Ball, to where Toriyama actually said he hates her and draws her to punish himself. That's gonna be the worst thing ever. A person hates their own creation. Like, damn, that must suck. I mean, who would he have been better getting paired off with, Bulma? Because one of his editors wanted that, but they changed their mind, or he did. He never was seeking to do that. Basically, does having other colored pants influence the character's role in any way? Apparently, so according to that clown. No, I'm not trying to defend his position. I just thought it was funny that he would he brought that up. He was like, "I like the original Broly before they gave him purple pants and a girlfriend." Yeah, man, I start wearing purple pants, and I'm just seeing with all these different chicks. That's the key to breaking the romance issue. Just wear purple pants, and then you go to the store and it still isn't working. You're like, "Oh, no, 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 you wanted purple pants? Those are lavender." Oh my god, it's what? He's married. Oh my god! I know you did not just ask. I'm gonna have to look at that comment a second time. Oh my god! Came out of complete left field. What's more confident than rocking purple pants? Hey, it works for Joker. Should work for you too. And it'd be funny if that's actually like a social commentary on chicks liking clowns. Because Megumi excuse me, actually did say according to that clown. So maybe that's how we're just supposed to all dress like the Joker. I'm gonna get some green hair and some white face paint. Start saying why so serious every 10 seconds. There we go. I don't know why you thought that, Ruben. Oh my god. I only wear black, envoy. That's supposed to be what do you call it? Subtle hints of my professionalism. Because we know all the politicians love to wear black and other dark colors. You will not be seeing that appearance on me. Mm-mm. Yeah, this is the year of that was only 3 months before it got hijacked by a pandemic none of us had ever seen before. So now nobody can do anything other than sit on the computer all day. No, hell no. I love it when they always assume that all the millennial men are wearing skinny jeans and have earrings and tight shirts and all this stuff. And I'm just like, not really. Because you know what that is? That's their attempt to basically justify why the chick situation is as bad as it is. They're trying to lump us all in one category. You could have all the variances in the world and they would still find a way to, you know, assume you're something that you're not, or that you wear something that you don't. Man, I still can't get over that online stuff. They were going crazy. You are wearing this shirt and you are wearing this. Like, man, you really think about putting on a different shirt, all these chicks are gonna have an orgasm and it's just gonna magically shift. No, not at all. It's black. And remember the saying, once you go black, you can never go back. That's what I did with the pants. No. That's gonna be my cosplay. They with that yellow shirt. He wears uh what was that name? What was the name of that Super Saiyan form? You hey Megumi, remember the one from the Lord Slug movie, False Super Saiyan? Envoy wears false skinny jeans. It's like they're not actually those, but they kind of are, just a little bit. Man, that was the weirdest form ever. His eyes disappear and his hair just stands up. I don't know what they were thinking. Hey, we should do a Dragon Ball fashion show stream where we talk about all the characters' worst outfits. Like I said, Tien and Trunks have the worst ones after the Cell arc because Tien used to be distinct and being the only person that would show off his arms or his chest, and it made him look really unique and strong and all that. And now he always has some long sleeved crap that covers up all of them. I just don't think it looks anywhere near as cool as his other appearance. And then Trunks always has the stupid bandana, looking like a rugrat. They were tight, purple pants. I like the original Broly before they gave him purple pants and the girlfriend. They picked the most generic colors for him too. They should have just gave him the design he had before because there was nothing wrong with it. The one he had when he was not transformed, you know, with the the open chest, and then also the white pants. I really like that. Yeah, where did how I'll buy him in hell. Mm. I'm not getting those things at all. So forget that. It's not going to be an attire I ever choose to sport. Yeah, they actually had build up unlike the rest of the couples. Although again, it was screwed up because the Buark was trying to tell a lot of different little stories, and they didn't use her as much as they should have for it to really be sold all the way. Because a lot of their concern for each other we see through their interactions with other people. So where she refuses to believe he's dead when Goku says him and Vegeta died fighting Fat Boo, and then uh, when Gohan was on the Supreme Kai's planet. Remember, if they're a Saiyan, they're automatically powerful, except if they're named Vegeta, in which case they can only be second best forever, no matter how much they train. Well, remember, Megumi, I said that the reason the Buu arc is where the show just nosedives for me is because they actually want me to believe an untrained, and when I say untrained, I mean not seriously trained Goten is stronger than a TN who's been training for 30 years. I just don't buy that. I think that's bad writing. Krillin actually gets a lot to do in Z. It's only in the Buu arc and subsequent stuff he's really just kind of been sitting around and getting less screen time. He literally got more screen time than Goku in both the Frieza and Cell arc, and about as much in the Saiyan arc. Hell, I think you could also consider that he's probably the human we see the most of in the Buu arc that's not Satan. So that's why I hate that he gets lumped in with the other humans because they treat him as more special than the other ones. Like I said, only character who died that got a whole arc about avenging his death in the entire series. Where did where did Ruben go? I hope he's not upset with me because I said his old name was Classic. Imagine if he gets mad. He's like, my name was very contemporary. It's not classic at all. Yeah, Raditz was really wasted. He's just there to move this. He's just a plot device, not even really a character. He's there to have a reason for Goku to die and get special training, and to be the foreshadow, be the reason that the humans know about the Saiyans coming. Very wasted. You have so many people who say they want Bardock to come back, and every time I see them, I'm just thinking to myself, what purpose would that serve? Goku's whole thing is I made a family on Earth. Why would what would seeing his dad do for his character? Yeah, they could have used him to because he had a whole life independent from Goku in space. They just wasted him. The only person we really get to see anything of prior to going to Earth is just Vegeta. and even that is used very sparingly. For whatever reason, they don't want to tell us about the history of the Saiyans or anything like that. Like I said, Dragon Ball is the go-to franchise for just wasted characters. Remember, they said Vegeta is the fourth, so that means he had a grandpa and a great grandpa that were apparently rulers before his dad, and we never see anything of them at all. And again, if this franchise is going to go on forever, I don't know why they can't try to tell a story that's not just Goku, 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 Goku. Hey, Envoy, remember with One Piece, they actually don't just focus on Luffy and they deviate from him all the time. Yeah, Megumi. That's why I was really surprised they let 17 win the tournament. I did not see that coming at all. Because remember, they set it up that Ultra Instinct was going to beat Jiren, and that was going to be how he got defeated, and the world was saved by the wonderful hero Goku and his new level of strength. And then all of a sudden, we just get this complete reversal where the form runs out, and Jiren's about to win, and then Frieza and 17 have to like reveal themselves. The name Goku means the only Saiyan that matters in Japanese. Whatever, man. Look, I already told you I'm not that big a fan of the show, but the manga is completely fine by me. Long-winded. Everybody wants to be the everybody has to determine how long a series can be. That's my favorite thing where there's like it's somewhere between 100 episodes and like 500 people start going, this needs to end. This is too long. Like you guys don't tell that about these damn comic book companies that have the same character at whatever age for 50 years. But again, somehow those are acceptable. And then when someone wants to do something like that with their show, this needs to end. Remember the CP9 arc? Well, Zoro and Sanji usually are the only Straw Hats besides Luffy who really get any kind of main character. Like that's why they're called the Monster Trio. They get the main treatment out of the cast. The rest of them just kind of act as background characters now. I think the biggest mistake they made was adding more members after Robin. They should have just kept it at those first seven. They're perfect, and they just ruined it. Because like my thing is, you're not going to be able to focus on all of your lead characters if you just keep adding more and more. Because it's just they're going to be main characters in name only. Well, I watched the what was it first two sagas of that, and I just read the manga for the rest of it. So every time I see somebody talking about, I can't get into it because the show is so long. Read the damn manga. Quit being lazy. Like, look, if someone came and said, I don't find the story interesting, okay, fine, but I'm not gonna sit. I don't buy that length is such so off-putting, especially since the same people complain about how long it is, like all these other shows that are hundreds of episodes long, which is crazy as hell. That they can like what they like and then also bemoan something for being a little bit longer. Like when I saw that this one guy who has seen all of both Naruto and Shippuden, which is what 700 episodes, talking about how long One Piece was. I literally almost peed on myself. It was just like the irony was so palpable. Well, look, the androids could have worked that way. You could have had each one of the characters. Yeah, it's a manga, Slum Digger. You could have had each one of the characters fight an android, but instead they basically got used to just show how strong the Saiyans were and Piccolo to an extent. I can perhaps go into making YouTube anime videos. You stole my idea. Remember, I said I was going to review the current arc of the manga when it's over, and it's probably going to be like a two-part video or something. Because I was going to go chapter by chapter. Because I got tired of having to wait a month to do one of those, so I'm just going to take all of them and reread it when it's concluded. Which apparently it's in its final stages. We might have maybe two or three more. Yeah, some big collaboration. It's going to be so wonderful. I can't wait. Hey, that's what sucks about the show. They always do Smile and Care About. Let's all make sure we put. Oh, that would be so horrible. I mean, it is engagement, but I'm not going to do that. And then they're going to ask Envoy, "Why do you have all these downvotes?" He's going to say, "And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on a dream. I won't let it get me down." That'd be funny if he actually like gets an animated foot stomping on like on a piece of paper. It says, "Envoy's dream is to make, I don't know, whatever number of One Piece videos or just cartoon, whatever." He puts it on the paper and it's just a foot slams down on it. Now, I had such high hopes for this arc, man. It started off pretty decent, and it looked like Boo was going to do something, and he gets one fight, goes right back to sleep for most of the arc. It's just so lame. And then it's like you'll have these fans who will say, "You just hate your own series because you think you are a better writer." I'm like, well, damn, guys, you have a character who every single season you put to sleep and have not doing anything. And I'm not supposed to get annoyed when that's the same stupid cop out every single arc. That was their excuse for not using him in Resurrection F. That was their excuse for not using him in the Tournament of Power. That was their excuse for not using him in the excuse me, not even the Tournament of Power, the other tournament too, the Universe 6 tournament. And now they're doing it this four times. Jesus Christ. He's so lame that you can't even come up with a good reason for why this character can't participate. They have to be asleep. It's stupid. So that's definitely gonna be something I bring up in the video, that they've used the same lazy excuse four times for why they won't use that character. 100 episodes sleeping. I'm sorry, he was up for maybe like six or seven during the Tournament of Power, the beginning of it. So maybe 93 episodes sleeping. What an improvement. Yeah, Super is very aggravating. Uh, a chick to be crying on cam, more like, oh yeah, when chicks cry, the whole world listens. "What's wrong, sweetheart? Tell us what's going on." And then everybody tries to pretend as if they would do this for a man. They would be that concerned if it was a guy. When we all know it, that would be anything but the case. I mean, they make sure they ignore him. They act like he doesn't exist. So I'm not falling for any more of these tricks. Yeah, Ruben really vanished. We're gonna start singing "I Will Remember You." We're gonna break out in the song, and I'm gonna get copyright strike by the whoever wrote that song. I've seen some different covers of it. Yeah, he's gonna make it something else. Imagine if it's lazy. He's like, "This is not Ruben." That's how they roll. They try to trick you, and then the trick isn't even that convincing. Oh my god. Yeah, you have a lot of Dragon Ball fans who just for whatever reason don't like they just refuse to accept the idea that you can criticize a series that you like, as if by doing that you're somehow less of a fan than they are. And it's weird too because you don't see that kind of like um cultish behavior in other franchises. Like for as long as I can remember, Star Wars fans all hate different parts of their series. Some of them like the prequels, some of them hate the sequels. Just no other group acts like this. Comic book fans will regularly criticize bad stories from whatever major character you can think of. It's only with Dragon Ball where, oh, you don't like this arc or you don't like this series. And it didn't used to be like that. Before Super came out, you had people who liked GT and you had people who said that it was good, or rather said that it wasn't as good as the original. Basically, there were all kind of varying views that would get accepted. You actually had some people who even got mad at you for liking it. Is the ironic part because I don't really like it, but Megumi likes it. But you won't see me write him comments going, "How could you support a series that diminishes?" Because I don't. Who cares? It's a cartoon, damn. But they'll really sit there writing paragraphs. Oh, he finally returned. We all have to bow down to VVS, roll out the red carpet. He's here to steal my subs and make sure he can farm some more backer. Like Slumdigger said, man, there's a lot of people in fandoms like that. They think if you criticize something that you aren't a real fan. Yeah. And you know, Slumdigger, I always look at it like this. If you give a constructive critique, which is what I always do with Dragon Ball. I always give pieces of arcs that I like, and I explain why those together don't make a story that I actually think is good. But the fans still go, "I can't believe you talked about this show." So that's why I generally avoid talking to a lot of them because it gets too ridiculous. Yeah, after his long hiatus, we're gonna put his avatar on a milk carton. Where's VVS? Have you seen him? I wonder if we know what makes him tick. Did he vanish because went on a date with the chick? They're all just be over there speculating. It's like, what happened to him? Over there yelling at someone over a cartoon. Megumi, you should go to the Kensenshu forum. They're over there writing paragraphs because someone doesn't agree with them. Like on that forum, you should just say, roses are red, violets are blue. You have dumb opinions and your show sucks too. Nobody wants to talk about Super's ratings, by the way. They want to just pretend like it was so popular because it was Dragon Ball. Yeah. Go look at those ratings and you'll see why they haven't been in any rush to bring it back. It made a whole bunch of money. I can't imagine why it would not be doing so well. Yeah, go over there and see what the ratings were. Shows do get canceled, admittedly, just in its defense slightly for stupid reasons. Like I remember I brought up the fact that everybody was like, "Oh my god, I love Young Justice, it's so great," but there was another DC cartoon that came out around the same time, which was Green Lantern, and it got canceled not because it was bad, not because people weren't watching it, because the toys for the movie that had nothing to do with the show didn't sell. They canned the cartoon, which had again nothing to do with the film. It was the dumbest reason I've ever seen for a show getting canceled. Yeah, we have to participate. He decided to finally appear again. That was VVS's cameo. There was this one guy who was doing a stream, and he had someone come on there, one of these like supposed like they always say someone's big on YouTube because their sub count and you don't even know who they are. And somebody asked, "Is that the real him?" And then he said, "It has to be, unless a troll found a way to farm 400,000 subscribers." And I'm just picturing some troll making thousands of Gmail accounts to just keep subbing. Oh my god! And like it's really stupid because you can see the check by his name. When you get a certain number of subs, and then you're considered to be one of the the verified accounts. That's why it was funny. It also kind of technically would be impossible because I think Gmail has a certain limit before they're like, we need a different IP address for how many accounts you can make. I just don't see anyone actually being able to do that. A troll found a way to farm 400,000 accounts, 400,000 subscriber. There's like a troll union. They all just click on the channel, put them on a list. Oh my god. Oh, Ryan Seacrest. Yeah, that's another person who vanished off the face of the earth, who is long gone in terms of relevance. Crying on camera. No. So you can say who that is. I have no clue. Must be someone pretty famous. Imagine I'm just waiting here with bated breath. I wonder who it is. Sorry, not gonna say. I'm just gonna be left in the dark, trying to figure it out. Hmm. That's the worst thing where they don't want to put the person's. Oh no, I don't. Okay, was on him recently. The last YouTube drama I was really paying a little bit of attention to was that thing with Jay Station where he said his girlfriend died in a car accident. Go sub to this channel, and then we found out she was completely fine. And she was claiming that he was so abusive and blah 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 blah, and then they got right back together. That's how you know nothing on this site matters. If you can get on here and say your girlfriend died to get some stupid uh, subs, then I can do whatever I want on here. He actually did that, and like all they did was demonetize him, and that's why he left, and then came right back on another channel. And people want to see her talking about consider what you say. It's like, look, man, I can say all kind of stuff, but nobody has died because I made a video. No one has had their life ruined. Like I'm just, oh, except maybe me, because I know if I ran for office, they would try to act like me criticizing chicks is the equivalent of me being Ted Bundy or something. Plus, what about all the people who film themselves eating live animals on this platform? Well, that's my point. That they act like someone sitting in front of a camera is like the worst thing ever, and then you have instances of people having defaming, false information about others that's very liable to actually causing real life complications, which was the case with him. And you have animals being treated like just nothing, which is what you mentioned there with people eating live animals. I saw one video, someone had a dog in a pot. They were boiling it alive. Of course, that wasn't on YouTube. That was on LiveLeak. But you get the point that people they just don't. They try to get you to think that they have morals and standards, and then you look at the stuff they allow on here, and well, that's not even a case of censorship. That's just actual false information that did damage to that person's life. No, I've seen some links that have been shared on there of stuff they can't put on here, even though YouTube has actual videos of people dying and porn. But we're going to pretend like this site is just a squeaky clean place where the worst thing people do is use bad words. I would love to do a documentary on like YouTube just as a site, because to have been on it since its third year and to have seen some of the stuff that they do, it is pretty funny. I think I'd have some like higher level of insight than just some random person working for one of those major companies. Remember the 5-star rating system? Remember how the only ones who could be partners were those big channels? Like you had to, they had a sub count requirement, or it was very few people. What else did they have that I'm forgetting? Oh, remember YouTube Friends? Remember how you could see people's subscribers? Like they would have, you could click on the subscriber, like the number of subs they had, and then you could see all the people that were subscribed to them. Now you can only see people that someone subscribed to, not the other way around, because of the bots that they know people are using. Man, YouTube Friends was the dumbest thing. I'm so glad they got rid of that. We're friends because we both use YouTube. We're buddies. What else was on here? I think that's pretty much it. As far as like the really big stuff they got rid of, that just I was like, wow. Remember when Charlie bit my finger used to be the top video, and then it got surpassed when Vivo started putting up all those singers crap. Singers is crap. I think he did a. I think yeah, I'm still sub to him to Niga. He hasn't put he put up a video maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I remember he did a video where he was rapping or singing about the YouTube copyright system. Remember he had movies in minutes. Oh yeah, the 10 limit, and then they extended to 15 minutes. So now you have all these old videos where it'd be like, this person's interview with whoever in 2007, part one, part two, part three, part four, part five, part six. I think Daily Motion actually got rid of the limit on the number of minutes, or rather extended it before YouTube did. Because I remember people used to like that thing of putting videos on other websites. That's been around for a long time. Slum Digger said everything's getting worse, man, including you. You and the internet are becoming more and more stale, more and more PC. I apologize. I don't know how I'll go on with you thinking that way of me. This might be my last day after reading a comment like that. Oh, where did Megumi go? He vanished too. It's just a disappearance stream. People show up for like 10 minutes and they just, he's mad because he still hasn't gotten that new romance video. I do need to edit that. So I apologize. I was just trying to finish 37 because that had been put off for a long time. Again, I would argue through no fault of my own because I did try to work with these people and they were not too compliant. So yeah, this has been such a wacky. Again, that was the main highlight of the week. Well, you're gonna get one. I actually the one I did. I record. It was the first time I've ever written a script, so there won't be any stuttering. Um, it might. I'll try to see if I can put it out this week. I got to clear up some space on my computer. But it was about the like just how wanting a child and then also having to put up with a lot of the stuff that chicks do is really aggravating. Like I think the title was The Childless Problem or something like that. But it has a lot to do with like talking about how aggravating it is to have these goals that can only come from being in a relationship, and then to have that constantly not happen just over and over and over, like you're on a Ferris wheel. No, I don't have any of that stuff. Why would I download it when it's online and I can just go look it up? What purpose? And then yeah, like there's no purpose for me doing that. I never had that folder. That folder didn't exist on here. Can't believe Envoy would make such a crude remark. These are some mean mods. They're very antagonistic. We need to petition to change the personality of these mods. We need a kinder, gentler Envoy. It'd be funny if we actually he names himself instead of AJ Envoy, it's PC Envoy, and then his like the background of his picture is like neon green or something to show that he's been reformed. He's gonna start acting nice. All the mods are gonna get new personalities. Like this is some kind of drone system. Envoy comes here. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're all having a pleasant experience. Like just the happiest person in the world for no reason. But yeah, if you guys have any final things to say, let me know. because I'm kind of trying to wrap this up. I think it's been a pretty decent conversation. Yeah, the Envoy bot, with the Ruben bot, the Envoy bot, the Boa bot. We're gonna have all of them just replaced by drones, and they're always gonna say the same like 5 or 6 comments, like "Hey, how you doing?" and then enter name here. Yeah, we all know Envoy's ex fiance is more possessive of him than Owen Hart's wife. The real me to me. It's just a suggestion. No one was saying we were gonna definitely have that. But yeah, is there any final things that you guys want to say? Any last comments, statements, thoughts, remarks, theories, speculation? Nothing at all. Yeah. I don't know what exact time, but I'm gonna probably at some point in the afternoon is what I know. Not getting the purple pants. Broly can keep those. He can be the exclusive one wearing that. All right, cool. So I will see you later, and I hope you enjoyed.